Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Second year medical students, welcome to your academic English course module 3. This is Dr. Amal Abdel Fattah, assistant professor of tropical medicine, speaking to you. And this lecture is discussing unit 6 in your reading and writing book, which is about health and fitness. The learning objectives from this unit: you will have to watch and listen, watch and understand a video about professional cyclists. You will learn we will focus on reading on 4 details in your reading skills, and you will learn how to write supporting sentences after you have learned to write topic sentence in the previous unit. And your writing task will be write a problem solution essay. To maximize the benefit from this lecture, I'll remind you again to find a partner to listen to this lecture with him and be able to do the discussions during listening to this lecture together to maximize the benefit and to improve your speaking skills as well. And please don't neglect the social distancing, and don't forget to wear your mask while you are sitting together as partners and colleagues. Unlock your knowledge. To unlock your knowledge, you have to match the two halves of these phrases and answer those questions, and try to do that with your partner. Whenever you see this small mark here with 2 persons, you know that this is an exercise that you have to solve with your partner. Match the two halves. Avoid. These are some health advices and few questions. Do you agree with the advices given in the sentences above? Why do doctors advise us to look after our health? Should doctors treat illnesses in people who have not looked after their health? The advices are: avoid cigarettes and alcohol, keep active, eat more fruit and vegetables, lose weight, cut down on fat, salt and sugar, take some exercises. And I don't think anyone can disagree to that. I cannot agree more. These are the ultimate health advices for everyone. Eating healthy food and being active saves a lot of visits to the doctors, and prevention is always better than treatment. Doctors will treat whatever the illness you have, whether you have taken care of your health or not. But I guess prevention is better for you. You will have to stop if you want to minimize your visits to the doctor. You have to look after your health. No one actually loves to be a patient. No one wants to be a patient. Now look at these pictures here and try to prepare yourself watching with your partner. Again, use your knowledge, both of you, to predict the content. You can see here bicycle race, and someone who is making maybe in the second picture from the left, a cyclist who is making some sort of a respiratory test, a respiratory meter, trying to find out if his respiration is good or is it normal or exceeding normal. That's a respiratory test, some respiratory test. Answer these questions. What makes a good professional sportsman? How do professional sports people get an advantage over their competitors? If you're a sportsman, what makes you a professional one? And what do you do to gain advantage over your competitors? Anyone here, any one of you is a professional sportsman? Find someone among your partners or your colleagues who is a professional sportsman or sportswoman. What sport do you play? Why did you choose this sport? I guess these questions that will help you create a discussion with your partners. Have you ever been a professional sportsman or trained to be a professional sportsman and stopped? I know that being an A student and keeping up with school can be hard sometimes, and can stop your projects, your other projects, like being a professional sportsman. But anyone here have tried to be professional some sports and stopped because school stopped him keeping up to want to keep because he wanted to keep up with school. I think I myself, I've never been a professional sportsman. I actually make sports, do sports just a little in my life. I think that regular training is the key to professional, to being a professional sportsman, not just summer vacation training. Here are some other ideas to help you with the discussion. I guess having better equipment, having a professional trainer, training in good places, in like joining big clubs and famous clubs will use better team tactics will help you, definitely help you gain advantage over your competitors if you're a professional sportsman. But what about illegal drug use? Actually, exercise is about improving your health, and if gaining advantage over your competitors will lead you this way with using illegal drugs and end up damaging your health, I don't think this is what sports is about. Sports about illegal competition and honest competition, and using illegal drugs will not only is not only just illegal and cheating in your sport will damage your career as a sportsman, it will also damage your health. And watch the video and try to circle the points that are discussed: French cyclists, training routine, medical problems, ability to generate energy, team, the support vehicle, sponsors, equipment, and diet. Which of these ideas mentioned in circle the ones that are mentioned in the video? Yes, these are the points that were mentioned in the video: training routine, ability to generate energy, the team, equipment, and diet. These are the 5 points. Making inferences means that these information you will not find them directly written in the text, but you will have to understand them from what you have read, from the information you get, from the analysis of this information. How are professional cyclists able to ride so far and so fast? The best riders use a wind tunnel to analyze their body positions. Why do they do that? Why do professional cyclists ride in a team? And remember that that's an exercise that you have to work with your partner. Now check your answers. They are able to breathe faster because they train a lot. They are able to breathe faster and more effectively than normal individuals, so they are so fast than regular people. To achieve less air resistance, they use that air tunnel technique to achieve less air resistance on their body and become faster. The job of the team is to protect the team leader from the wind all through the race, so would he conserve his energy to cycle faster at the end of the race. This is what the team do to their leader. Again, discussion about what you have watched and listened to in the video. Work with your partner and discuss the questions. How difficult it is to become a professional sportsman? Which professional sports are popular in your country? Are professional sports people good role models for young people? Here are some ideas to help you with the discussion, to help you go through the discussion. I myself think that it needs a lot of effort and commitment to make a professional sports person. In Egypt, the most popular sport is always football, and young people are so interested in following those professional professional footballers, although they may not be so good role model themselves in some instances. Now let's move to reading 1. As you prepare to read the article, you have to understand the key vocabulary, and the key vocabulary in this article are some collocations, and we talked about collocations in the previous unit and said that these are words that are regularly used together, and together they give a certain meaning. Match these collocations to their definitions. Physical activity means to exercise. Heart rate is how fast your heart pumps, that's E. Serious illness is a major medical problem. A. Medical evidence means scientific proof. C. Reduce the risk of make a problem less likely. That's B. Self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. H. Chronic disease, that's an easy one. It's a long-standing disease. G. Manual labor means to work with your hand. Working with your hands, that's F. And now check your answers. Are they correct? Okay, write down these collocations because you will need them in the later exercises. These are pictures of different exercises, types of exercises. Use your knowledge to name them, and then you will be able to predict the content of the upcoming article. This is our guess. This is American football, rugby. 2, tennis in a room, that's squash. 3, this is doing housework. 4, that's football, soccer. 5, gardening. 6, running. 7, swimming. 8, cycling. Rugby, squash, doing housework, football, gardening, running, swimming, cycling. These are the activities that are seen in the pictures. Now please skim the article, and you know what skim is. You just read the first sentence of each paragraph, which is the topic sentence, and try to answer. The paragraph is the article is in page 109, and after skimming you will have to guess what type of an article is it: an essay, a report, a leaflet, or a letter. To be able to understand the differences better, an essay is an analytic or interpretative article. A report is a written document describing the findings of some individuals or group. A leaflet is a small book with paper cover, sometimes like an instruction guide, also known as brochure or pamphlet. A letter is a written message addressed to a person or an organization. After knowing this information, what type do you think the article in page 109 is? Yes, the correct answer is C. It's a leaflet, a brochure, or a pamphlet, an instruction guide. Now look at these 8 questions and read the text in details and try to find these answers. Which 4 medical problems can be avoided by regular exercise? Which 3 things does exercise improve? How much time do some adults spend each day sitting down? What do team sport players share the cost of? When should you book a squash court for cheap rates? What equipment do you need for running? Where should you go to exercise and spend time with your family? What should we all recognize the value of? Now let's check our answers. Heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, stroke. These are the diseases whose risk is decreased by practicing sport. The sports, a physical activity improves your mood, self-esteem, and sleep quality. Average adults spend 7 hours sitting. The pitch, which means the playground, the team players share the cost of the pitch. Off-peak times, it's the time that you can book a playground without at a lower price. A pair of trainers, that's what you need for jogging. The park is the place when you can exercise and join your family, meet with your family, and you need to appreciate the value of getting fit. Now it's time to use the key vocabulary. Complete the phrases using the words from the text to describe ways of getting fit. Use up, burn, strengthen, join, book, go for, get off, live. And answer these questions. How many different ways to get fit are mentioned in the text, and what are they? Here, calories, burn calories. Strengthen muscles. For a sports club, join a sports club. 5, a court. 6, a run. The bus 1 stop early. 8, longer. And that's the text mentioned 13 different ways of getting fit, which is walking, cycling, football, rugby, cricket, squash, gym, swimming, running, getting off the bus 1 stop early, going to the park with your family, for football, running games, gardening, and housework. These are the 13 different ways that I mentioned to keep you fit. Again, to making inference and reading between lines. These informations were not mentioned directly in the text, but you can infer them. You can find them out with your a little bit of analysis. What have you achieved if you go swimming during your lunch hour 2 or 3 times a week? How does exercise improve self-esteem? Why are leisure activities cheaper at off-peak times? If the leaflet written for adults, is it written for adults or for children, and how do you know? Now here are the answers. If you have went exercising during your lunch hour, you would have achieved 150 minutes of exercises per week, and you have done your exercise for the week. It makes you feel better about your body, yourself, and your willpower. That's how your sports improves your self-esteem. It releases adrenaline and endorphins in your brain, increase the rates of blood circulation, breathing, carbohydrate metabolism, preparing the muscle for exertion, and making you feel better and happy. Fewer people, that's why the leisure centers are cheaper to book in off-peak times, because fewer people will use them during office hours, so the price will be lower. The leaflet is written for adults because it talks about how think about childhood, and it talks about offices and work. So that's how you can guess it's written for adults. Back to discussions. Work with your partner again. How do you keep fit? Is doing sports the best way to keep fit? Why not? What problems are associated with doing too much exercise? If you stick to a healthy, these are some other ideas to help you with the discussion. If you stick to healthy diet habits, cut down salt, sugar, and fats, stick to regular exercise routine, you will be healthy and you will feel young. Too much of something cannot always be useful. Exercise and diet each alone can be maybe of no use. If you just exercise and eat as much as you wish, and as much sugar and fat as you wish, you will not have a good result. Exercise alone will not be of good use, and healthy diet alone without being active is not enough. So being healthy is not losing weight. Again, another thing is being healthy is not just losing weight. Some diet plans can be unhealthy, and some exercise plans can be unhealthy as well. If you do weight bearing exercises, for example, if you do weight bearing exercises to increase the size of your muscle, you may end up harming your body. Remember always, it's not about the way and it's not about how you look. Now let's move to reading 2. Now you start preparing to read the upcoming article. Work with your partner, maybe alone, to answer the questions below. What percentage of diet should be fruit and vegetables, carbohydrates, dairy products, and proteins? How do countries help people avoid obesity? This information is mentioned in the text. So after you test your knowledge and answer these questions, try to scan the essay to find out if your answers are correct. You should answer the questions depending on your knowledge, then scan the article to find out if what you know is correct. The balanced diet should contain 35% fruit and vegetables, and 35% carbohydrates, 15% dairy products, 9% of protein. The government can help people avoid obesity by education campaigns, screening for adults for obesity, and increasing recreational centers all around the country. Again, read for main idea, a balanced diet, and make notes on why authors suggest this solution to problem of obesity. A balanced diet in paragraph B, packaging labels in paragraph C, a food tax in paragraph D, a ban on junk food advertising in paragraph E, education campaigns in paragraph E as well. Here are the answers. A balanced diet is meant to maintain a healthy weight. The packaging labels should involve nutritional values to show you more clearly how good or bad particular product is. Tax, an extra tax on the food, on the junk food, to make it expensive for people to buy in large quantities. To ban the food advertising, to better protect children from influence of junk food advertising, to encourage people to eat 5 portions of fruit and vegetables per day, to exercise, and to discourage that's the idea of the educational campaigns, to discourage them from eating fats and sugars. Now read the essay in details and try to look for the examples that author used to add details to the argument. Examples for carbohydrates, dairy products, proteins, sweet foods, high fat foods, and sugar foods. That's from the article itself. These are the examples that were mentioned in the article: bread, rice, potatoes, pasta, other starchy food as examples of carbohydrates, dairy products like milk and cheese, proteins like meat, fish, eggs, and beans, sweet foods like cakes and biscuits, high fat foods like pizza, potato chips, and crisps, sugary foods like chocolates and sweets. Again, making inferences with your partner, try to answer these questions. This information is not mentioned directly in the text. You have to be analytical a little bit to be able to understand the article and answer these questions. Why are governments interested in fighting obesity? Apart from maintaining a healthy weight, why should we eat a variety of different types of foods? Many obese people in UK are from poor areas. Why do you think this is? Actually, obese people become sick so often and consume resources for medical care and days off their work, so obesity actually represents an economic burden. So that's why governments are trying to fight obesity. Eating variety of different foods is actually very healthy to you, because it will provide your body with the necessary vitamins and minerals to maintain your healthy body. Junk food is cheaper. That's why some poor people in UK consume it more than healthy and homemade food, because healthy food sometimes can be very expensive. So people depend on it. In our country, sometimes obese people depend on carbohydrates only diet, because meat and chicken are very expensive for them, so that the excess carbohydrate can make them obese. So poverty sometimes lead to obesity. Now discuss these questions with your partner. Is obesity a problem in your country? Is your government doing anything to promote a healthy diet? Do you agree that the government should charge a tax on products that are bad for our health? Why and why not? Actually, of course, obesity is a problem in our country, and Egypt comes fourth in the prevalence of obesity among the countries in the world, and the culture of the Egyptian people actually is in favor of obesity and overweight. The national campaign 100 Million Health targeted obesity and its complications. So the government actually is trying to defy obesity and help you decrease your body weight. And we can have a debate about the third question. Actually, cigarette factories pay extra tax already. Do you think that fast food restaurants should pay too? I myself think that they definitely should pay, because if they pay, they will not be able to sell food as cheap as it is, and it will be not affordable for so many people, and they will buy less of it, and they will maintain a healthy diet. And now to the language development in this unit. The academic vocabulary in this unit is providing you with the scale to recognize the verb and the noun forms of certain academic vocabulary and to spell them correctly and to be able to use them correctly during writing. The topic vocabulary in this unit will provide you with some more collocation about health and fitness, and to remind you again, collocations are words that are regularly used together. There are two types of collocation. There's the grammatical collocation like verbs and prepositions, and there are lexical collocations. There are two content words that are regularly used together. And now I will read this text to you. I will read this paragraph to you, and you will have to underline the collocations, find the collocations and write them down. Obesity can reduce life expectancy. This is the first one, and it's already underlined, and lead to serious illness such as heart disease and diabetes. To address this problem, some governments run educational programs, advertising campaigns. These educate people about the dangers of junk food and the importance of balanced diet. They also show people how to find out about nutritional value of food. Another important way to tackle obesity is regular exercise, because the more physical activity you have, the better we feel. Life expectancy, serious illness, heart disease, educational programs, advertising campaigns, junk food, balanced diet, nutritional value, regular exercise, physical activity. These are the collocation provided in this unit. Now let's put the correct collocation opposite to its definition, the collocations that we learned from the previous paragraph that we extracted from the text. How long a person can expect to live, that's life expectancy. How good a particular kind of food is for you, that's nutritional value. Classes or material to teach people about a particular topic, educational program. An illness of the heart, that's heart disease. Moving around and doing things, that's physical activity. Project to convince people to buy a product or change their behavior, that's advertising campaigns. Very bad medical problem, serious illness. A mixture of correct types and amounts of food, that's balanced diet. Sport or movement which people do at the same time each day, week or month. Regular exercise. Food that is unhealthy but is quick and easy to eat, that's junk food. Nutritional value, educational programs, heart disease, physical activity, advertising campaigns, serious illness, balanced diet, regular exercise, and junk food.